Hello, Namaste. This is Swami Prabodhananda, uh, the General Secretary of International Vedanta Society, live again in YouTube uh, for this Bhagavad Gita Discourses. Thank you very much for your encouragement and for your interest in Bhagavad Gita. It has been really encouraging, and it's a big support for all of us. Today we come here with now we are discussing this third chapter, that is Karma Yoga. So last evening when we were live, that is on Tuesday, we had a very good discussion. So hopefully that we'll also have this, and we start. And one more, before while you meditate, just pray to the Lord. Pray to the Lord that this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it reveals itself unto you. You should not try to understand it, because whenever we try to understand it, we understand it from our from our mind, and from our mind and from our asho. Class the chair. So we understand our mind. We understand it from our mind and from our intellect. So it becomes an intellectual knowledge. But let us pray so that this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it gets revealed. The Lord may make us understand. He may explain this beautiful knowledge to all of us. So today we will study Karma Yoga, and it will talk all about the science of karma. We have studied Karma Yoga in chapter 2, and also when we started this, we also have discussed a little bit of Karma Yoga here. So as we go into this third chapter, we'll see that Krishna has through his teachings, he has explained the knowledge of karma. He has explained the science of karma, the basics of karma. And while you understand the basics of karma, then it becomes very easy for all of us to embrace this Karma Yoga in our life. And this is a very very important subject, and this is a very very significant one. Why? Because karma is going to be with us for our whole life. Till death we are going to do some karma or the other. So if every karma becomes a Karma Yoga, just think about how beautiful it can be. Okay, so let us approach this Karma Yoga with full faith, with with our open heart, and with a lot of spirit, positive spirit, and let us meditate, and then we'll start. Thank you, Yuri. Thank you, Meli. Thank you, Rashmiji, uh, Sujata, Madam, Reshamji, Kunal. Happy birthday, Kunal. Badul Babu, Namaskar. Bagus, thank you very much. Devashish Babu, Pranam. And Anna, Namaste. So let's start this Karma Yoga. And Namaste to everybody who is watching this, telecast, this live. David, Ram. So, the last, in our last discussion, we were here that nahi kaschit shanamapi jatu tishtatya akarma krita karyate hyavasha karma sarva sarva prakriti jai gunai. So it said that, there is no time in our life any karma. It's not possible. All the time in our life, Satyajit, Pranam. So all the time in our life, we have this, karma, and we have to do karma. And if you see karma or we are doing karma, this is wrong, because even if we are not doing any physical karma, this karma is happening within our mind. So Shulekaji, namaskar. So this is something which is going on within us in a continuous basis. So Krishna says that, and that makes karma yoga so important. That makes karma yoga so important because it's not that we do this karma, it is actually done by the nature. All the karmas that we do, these are actually done by the nature. So it's not that we are performing any karma. It's the nature which performs karma, and the nature compels us. We are compelled to do this karma because it's within us. The nature is within us. So we are all compelled to do this karma. So that is why you can understand how important it is, the karma. So now we are going, further. It says, Karmendriyani sangyamya ya aste manasa smaran. When we talk about unattachment, this is something which we have already discussed in our Aurobindo Pranam. So this is something which we have already discussed in our earlier chapter. When it said that Indriyani Indriyatebhya tasya pragya pratishtita. That is, it's, when, it's not, then there was another one. It says that, Vishaya vinirvartante nirahara sadehina rasavajjam rasapyasya param drashtva nivartate. It says, though you are disconnected from the, external world, though you are disconnected from the sense objects, though you have disconnected your senses from the sense objects, this non-attachment, you're already attached. So here it says, Karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasasmaran. If somebody, just restrains his, we have 5 kind of sense of, senses. That is sense of perception. And also we have 5 sense of actions, like our hands, our legs, our, our speech, the speech, 4th is our stomach. And the 5th is the place from where we excrete. Okay. So these are the 5, senses of actions, of activity. Okay. So, he says that if you restrain the senses of activities, like you don't use your hands, you're not using your legs, you're not using your speech, you're silent, you're not eating, so your stomach is also at rest. So if these, all these senses of activities or senses of actions, they are all restrained, but you the those sense objects. So this is something which is not attached. You have to be unattached not only from the senses in the physical plane, also in the mental level, in the intellectual level, so that you are completely unattached from the senses, from the mind and the intellect. And if the attachment is, if the non-attachment is not from these three things, from the sense or the mind or the intellect, then it is not non-attachment. There is attachments. So, spirituality is a little bit, you need to always work on yourself. Whether, if, when I've disconnected from the external world in the physical level, have I disconnected myself or from the intellectual level? So to disconnect yourself from the mental level and the intellectual level, the guru do some selfless work, to do some work where you do not benefit, directly. So, by doing this only by, obeying and not using your intellect for any, for any selfish purpose, just by obeying others, or by doing such things where you are not at all, benefited, or chanting or meditation. So what happens is that these are certain exercises by which we can disconnect our mind and our intellect from the external objects. Okay, so it is not only the, the senses or the body or the senses of action which is the disconnected external world, a complete sense of, actions. If they are connected, then there is no harm at all. So this is also, the second part of the, first part, the first principle is this, and we need to disconnect ourselves also from the, from the actions, from the karmas. So this was very of, when we go forward, now we complete this engagement, as far as physical level is concerned, or mental level or intellectual level. Then only, unattachment. And when the unattachment happens, from these three planes, physical plane, mental plane, and intellectual plane, then only, you are subjected to karma yoga. Then only this karma yoga is going to bear fruits. Okay, so this is a step by step. So it says, karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasa smaran. If a person restrains his body, if a person restrains his senses of actions only, if a person disconnects from the external world through his physical plane, that is, he has closed his eyes, he has closed his ears, he's not using his hands, he's not using his feet, he's not speaking to somebody, just the body, but he is engaged fully through the mind. If this is the thing, then it what it says, Indriyathan vimuratma mithyacharas uchyate. This person is actually relishing. This person is actually relishing, enjoying all these, sense objects, all this worldly matter in the mental plane, and that is not, that is not right. Mithyachar means that is a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. He's saying something, but he's doing. When you talk about unattachment, so that this, sometimes in Varanasi the connection is really very poor, and then when you want to do something, then it doesn't work. Let me try other connection. Okay, let me see. Hello. Namaste Annie, namaste Rita, namaste Yuri. Is it working now? Can anybody tell me? Hello. This is really very frustrating, It's really very frustrating. Sometimes you start this class and then there is this. Can anybody type to me whether it's okay or not? Anyway, let's start. I presume that it's okay. Can anybody WhatsApp me? Yuri, he says it's improved. So is it okay now, Yuri? Working, but let's continue. So, okay, was that Indriyathan Bimuratma Mithyachara sa Uchate. If you don't disconnect from the mental plane, if you don't disconnect from the world, from the external world is also the world which is present within your mind. This causes the world. So external world also means that our mind. I don't know if is it okay? The connection is okay? Hello? Okay. So it's not only the external world, it is also the objects which are present within your within your mind. So when when this external world is present in a subtle way in your mind, and if you get involved, that is also getting attached. So yoga, you should engage yourself into karma, into the karma in such a way that you will never think about what is in your mind. This is a very beautiful way of attaining enlightenment. It's a very beautiful have to work, and and this is something which we cannot deny, with our whole mind in such a way that there is no space for any other thought. Let us all get involved into the work in such a way that this happens. Then we get completely disconnected with the external world. That is the time when we can have the glimpse of this internal world, glimpse of this glimpse of this consciousness, which is beyond this internal as external world. The consciousness, the absolute consciousness, is beyond all this. So then only this karma yoga benefits us. So whenever we are trying to engage in karma yoga, we should engage ourselves in such a way that we are completely absorbed in the karma, not thinking about the result, not thinking about the person who is doing this work, because I am not the person, not getting attached to the doer of the action, not getting attached to the karmas, just completely devoting myself in the karma in such a way that I don't have any space to think any other things. So that is the time when through karma I will elevate into karma yoga. And when I am elevating into karma yoga, that means I am attaining yoga through karma. I'm attaining peace, I'm attaining bliss, I'm attaining enlightenment through my karma. So this is a very it's a very useful way, and this is a very easy way. So he says, karmendriyari sangyamya ya aste manasasmaran indriyathan bimuratma mityacharas uchate. If you are connected somehow with the external objects through your mind, then you are. So what is going to make you successful? How will we succeed in attaining the self while we are engaged in karma? How we are going to achieve that success? He says next, yastui indriyani sangyamya yastui indriyani manasa niyamya arabhate arjuna. Yastwindriyani manasa niyamya arabhate arjuna. What it says? Yastu, but the one who can restrain his senses through his mind. This is what we had already discussed in our last chapter. One who can restrain his senses through his mind. Okay, and in that way, when one can, one can commit into any action. I'm performing action, but my under my control. They cannot go and get attached to anything in the external world without my permission, because these senses are being controlled by my mind, and my mind is being controlled by the wisdom that I have. I have this priority. I have this prerogative to attain the self. I have this priority. I have this, this is my only priority. So when this is my only priority, so I will not let my mind, let the senses get attached to the sense objects. So if I don't, if I don't want my senses to get attached to the sense objects, the first thing that I need to do is I need to restrain the mind also to get attached to the sense of. So when the mind is completely free, pure, clear from any objects of the external world, then only this mind can, restrain the senses. So he says that, but a person who restrain his senses through the mind and does work, what happened? Karmendriyai karma yogam asakta sa vishishyate. Karma indriyai asakta. He says, what is karma yoga? What is karma yoga? Karma yoga means to keep the senses always unattached. This unattachment in every form is karma yoga. There is no foundation in any work that you perform. You can perform any work. You can do anything that you like or that you are supposed to do. Any kind of work that you are supposed to do. All the attachments, you have to get rid of all the attachments, either from the from the physical level or from the mental level. So if you can get rid of all the attachments from the physical and the mental level, this is the only way by which you are going to excel. So he says, karma indriyai karma yogam asakta sa vishishyate. If a person can remain unattached, from the senses of action, if a person can make his senses of action unattached from the external world, and in that way he engages into karma yoga, when his senses, either the sense of perception or the sense of action, these 10 senses that he has, when these 10 senses are completely restrained, they do not get attached to anything of this external world, and in such a state, when he engages himself in karma yoga, that is the time when he excels. There is no other way by which you can excel, by which you can attain success. So to attain success through karma yoga, the only way is unattachment from everything. So how can we attain unattachment? The very simple way to attain unattachment in karma yoga is to not get attached to the results of the action, to not get attached to the doer of the action, and to not get attached to the action as a whole. So if you can stay away from the, if you can stay doership, I am not the doer. Because I am not the doer, so I am not here to claim anything. I cannot claim the results. So because I cannot claim the results, so these results are also not mine. So when these results are not mine, I remain unattached from the results as well. And when I am unattached from the results and the doership, then the karma itself becomes a matter of unattachment. So I become unattached from the whole thing, and this is how I attain unattachment. So karma yoga is all about unattachment. That the more you practice unattachment, not only from the physical plane but also from the mental plane. So how to attain this mental unattachment? the very simple way to attain mental unattachment is again and again, I'm telling you, I have applied it in my life, and I've seen it's such a, it's such a useful thing. The only way to attain unattachment in the mental level is not to think about the results of actions, just to, just to work, just to devote yourself in the work fully. But when you are devoting yourself in the work fully, you have to be, you have to be aware that, I don't get attached to the doer of this action. I am not the doer. So I don't have to be attached to this notion that I am the doer. I am the witness of this karma. So when I am the witness of this karma, I become unattached from the karma as well. So this is how we all can attain, attain unattachment. And the moment we attain unattachment, we see every karma that we do, that becomes a, a celebration, that becomes a festival, that becomes a matter of karma jayo hyakarmana. Krishna says, you have to always perform karma. Don't, run away from performing karma. Don't say that you don't have any karma. You don't have any responsibilities. You don't have any duties. Don't say this. Whenever you have this opportunity to do something, do it with your full heart. Why? Karma jayo hyakarmana. Because karma is much more beneficial, than not doing anything. If you not do anything, then your mind and your intellect is going to be, the castle of tamasic qualities. All these tamasic qualities will come, and they will, make their they will make their castle within your mind and your intellect. And after some time, you will become lazy. You will lose interest in doing any karma. And in this way, you are going to, lose everything in this world. But while you are performing karma, this is better to stay, to stay in the tamasic qualities. It is better to do something. But while you are doing something, then you have to be aware that while I am performing karma, I should perform this karma by being unattached. So he says, Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jayo hyakarmana. Always you need to work, because work is much better than non-working. Okay? Sharira yatrapi cha te na prasiddhet akarmana. And if you don't work, you cannot even maintain your body. You will see your body will be, all the diseases will come, and they will all take shelter in your body. So your body will be a shelter of many diseases, many bad qualities. Okay? So he says that always you need to do karma. But how? How should we do karma? How should we perform this karma? He says, Yagyathat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Now he is bringing the signs of performing karma. Till now he was speaking about, karma yoga, about the basics, about the principle. Karma yoga is all about unattachment. So now after getting unattached, when you are, engaging yourself in karma, how will you perform karma? So there is one word called yagya. Yagya means Vedic sacrifice. Yagya. So what is yagya? What is the principle of yagya? Yagya means to give. That's it. Yagya is something where you are supposed to only give. You cannot ask anything in return. This is something, this is a rite, a ritual where you have to only offer. If you go to a yagya, you will just offer, but they will not give you back anything. No prasad is given from yagya. Okay, so yagya does not have any prasad. That is, you will only give and give and give. So he said that while you are performing karma, you should perform karma as if you are performing a yagya. That is, your karma should always be a matter of giving, not receiving anything. So don't have this mentality within yourself that while I am performing this action, I'm going to receive something. Only perform actions to give. That's it. Yagyartat karmano. Only work as if you are performing any yagya. And if you don't do this, anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. And if you don't do this, and if you don't perform the karmas like a yagya, then what happens? If you don't perform the karmas like a yagya, then what happens? You are going to be bound in this world. You are going to be bound in this chain of birth and death. You are going to remain bound in this chain of karma and its results. And you will keep moving and moving in this circle, and you will see that there is no respite, there is no way out. You come and you go, you come and you go, and there is no other way out. The only way out in this world is to perform these karmas like yagya. Like yagya means whenever I am performing any karma, I have to be always aware that these karmas should benefit others, not me. Because this karma means to, what is karma? In one place, Arjuna asks, Kim karma? Kim karma? What is karma? So in the answer, Krishna says, Bhuta bhava udbhava karo. Karma is that by which this whole universe comes into existence. Karma is that by which the whole universe comes into existence, and the whole universe grows through karma. So it is not to attain my selfish ends. Karmas are not to attain my desirable things. Karmas are here. I have been given this karma only to serve a purpose of the growth of this universe. So I have to give. If you look around this whole world, you will see everything in this world, they are all giving. The trees, the plants, the river, the sun, the moon, the stars, the breeze, the fire, everything, they're all giving us. They don't take anything. We have this tendency of only receiving, only taking away, snatching from others. So he says that whatever you do, always do as if they are yagya. Yagyarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Tadartha karma konteya mukta sangha samachara. He says, oh, the son of Kunti, do this karma in this way. Perform the karmas in this way, only to give, not to receive anything. Just perform karmas only to give. Only, it should be an act of giving. That's it. You should not receive anything. And while you are doing this, you will see, you will become mukta sangha. You will become completely free from all attachments. If you can work only for others' interest, only for others' sake. Others' sake means not only for me, but also for everybody. When I'm working for everybody, my good is also there. So it's not only my, I'm not doing it only for myself. When I'm saying that you need to work for others, it doesn't mean that you have to work for others and you will exclude yourself. It's not like that. I am working in such a way where everybody is included. Everybody's interest is included. And in everybody's interest, my interest also lies. So, my interest also satisfies when everybody's interest is satisfied. If your neighbor does not eat, if your neighbor is hungry, you will never be happy. You can be happy for 1 day, for 2 days, but in the long run, you will not be happy. If your neighbors are not happy, if your neighbors are not, in the state of, in a good condition, you will also not be in a good condition. So to be in a good condition, it is your responsibility to ensure that your neighbors, the society where you live, there is also well-being. There's also well-being, and that is what he says, that you need to work for the well-being of everybody, and in the well-being of everybody lies your own well-being. Tadartha karma konteya mukta sangha. And while you do this, you will see that you have become free from all attachments. You will see that there is no attachments at all. You will be free from all attachments. Samachara tadartha karma konteya mukta sangha samachara. In this way, just by performing your actions as if you are performing a yajna, perform all your actions. And if you do that, then you will see that you will be free from all attachments, and every action of yours will be very proper, very just, very proper. Samachara. Every actions that you partake, they will all be very just, very justified, very logical, very purified, very pure, very pure, very glorified. Okay, so this is what then he says that Arjun, why people, why are we going to work? Why are we going to work? It is not only to work. These actions are not only the tools of performing karma yoga. While you are performing karma yoga, you will see that you will also attain all your desirable things. Okay, and he says, Saha yagya praja shrishta puro vacha prajapati. When the creator of this world, Brahma, when the creator of this world, Brahma, he was creating this entire universe. He had created this universe only after a very hard austerity. He had to do a lot of austerity before creating this whole universe. So this austerity or yajna or austerity, or the spirit of yajna, the spirit of sacrifice, Vedic sacrifice, the spirit of doing things for others. This is within this, this is within this, very inception. This is within this, this universe from the very inception. It's not, I'm saying this to you very new. It's not like that. Since the world has been created, by yajna. So if a person needs to excel in this world, he has to also follow everything like a yajna, like a sacrifice. Saha yajna praja srishta puro vacha prajapati. The Brahma, the God of creation, while he was creating this universe, he has created this universe by performing yajna. And after performing yajna, he said, what? Anena prashabadhvam esha vosishta kamadhu. He says, now he said to everybody, go and multiply. Go and multiply. He created human being, and he said, go and multiply. And I am giving you a karma. I'm giving you karmas. By karmas, while you perform karma yoga, you will attain everything that you desire. So, if we really want to attain what we have desired, the only way to attain our desirable things is to get engaged into karma yoga. This karma yoga will not only lead us to enlightenment, but it will also fulfill all our desires. Okay? Saha yajna praja srishta puro vacha prajapati anena prashavadhvam esha vosishta kamadhu. Now he is giving, an example. Like, he says that, suppose you don't want to do anything for your fellow human being. But, if you think, if you can imagine that there are gods, higher gods. There are higher gods. And if you do things for them, then what will happen? You don't do things for yourself. Just do things as if there are higher gods. And if you're doing things for those higher gods, what will they do? They will also, return you all your, whatever you have done for them. They will also return everything that you have done for them. And by this, you both are going to attain, well-being. You both are going to attain joy, happiness, prosperity. So he says, Devan bhavatanena te deva bhavayantuva. If you dedicate everything for the gods, whatever you work, if you dedicate everything for the gods, here, you can just imagine in this way, you can just take it in this way, that while I am performing my actions, if I perform my actions for the good of others, for my fellow human being, then what will happen? Te bhavayantuva. They will also do, good to me. So he says that if suppose you don't want to do anything for this world, but there are gods who are all ruling this entire universe. In our mythology, there are so many gods. So they are all ruling, this sun god, moon god, wind god, everywhere there is gods. So, okay, you don't want to do anything for this world, but if you do things for them, those gods who rule this entire world, then what will happen? They will also give you back everything that you have given to them. So then what will happen? Parasparam bhavayanta shreya praptu shreya vyapasraya vyapasratha shreya vyapasratha. And when you do something for them, they are also going to do, they are also going to return you back everything that you have done for them. And by this exchange, you are doing for them and they are doing for you. By this exchange, you both are going to benefit. Okay, so today we stop here. I'm sorry because the connection was not good. So tomorrow we are again going to come at 7:30. Today, because of all these connections, my mind was also a little bit disturbed. But hopefully tomorrow we're going to have a very good class. And I think that we will again start from the very from where we left, and we'll also retrospect a little bit what we have read today. And I hope that tomorrow it will be a good class. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending this, coming to this discourse. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Dipanita. Thank you, Sonali. Thank you, Munmun.